Looking out, looking out, looking out the window.
Hey,
I just wanna go outside,
uh,
side,
uh,
side,
Ray Clem, what's up, baby? Tommy Sketch, what's up?
staring at the window. I'm about to lose my mind. Oh, I can feel this. I can feel
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Let's vibe to it. Hey,
They got that childish Gambino, Donald Glover vibes into it.
you know what I mean? That right there was Josh
Some say the
Clemens.
earth is flat, I'm like shit, it might be. Cause I ain't
Talk
got a
to him.
spaceship that can go light speed. So I can go up there and check and be like, I see. Niggas ain't
Yeah,
got no ID. It's two sides to the story. I'm thinking maybe you should try and read some. Then y'all
yeah.
can see some.
Open your mind, read a little bit, people.
They try to talk about God and I tell them we won. Yeah, you
Hey,
know that scriptural nigga. I'm talking to your head now. Don't let that get to you, nigga. Try and switch.
yeah.
All right, all
What's
right.
up, Ronnie?
Why you so loud, bro? I'm
Man, I don't
right
know,
here.
man. I'm hype right now, man.
I'm
It
right
was,
here, baby. I'm gonna make
hey,
it do what it do, baby. That's
let's make
what's
it
going
do what
on.
it do, baby. Let's make it do what it do. We back, my nigga. That right there was a
Yes.
song from that right there was a song from artist Josh Clemens and Tommy Sketch off his new EP, Weird and Open Minded. Y'all go check that out on all platforms where it's streaming. He got videos up and stuff on YouTube.
Indeed.
Joshua Clemens. Yeah, go check that out. But we back, people. We got a brand new episode
Yes.
of Raw Brilliance.
Thank you for
Uh,
joining us, everybody. Raw Brilliance is not where it could be if it wasn't for y'all. Well, it would not be where we are if it wasn't for y'all. And we appreciate y'all. So thank you for joining us another week. I have to go ahead and give y'all, that round of applause. Oh, shit. I ain't had it out. Oh, shit. They laughing at us. Let me go ahead and switch it up. There
oh
we
man, you
go.
fucking
There
up
we
for the
go.
people out here, man.
Hey,
There
we
you
get
go.
some comedy. I got some comedy in this bitch. What's going on, bro?
Man, it ain't no thing. Just out here another day, another dollar, another grind session, you know.
I feel it. Did you miss me?
Man, always, my brother,
See,
always.
that's what I said. That's that
Man,
love. That's that black love right there. See,
love.
we
It's my
come
people.
together and love each other. That's so. I remember. You remember back in the day where, like, honestly, I don't know. Maybe it was where I was growing up because, like, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, and coming up, a lot of people will always try to do that tough shit. Like, me, I could go ahead and say, I love you, dude, or I ain't scared to go ahead and cry and let my emotions kind of be out there because the fact that I'm secure about mine and I want to make sure people understand, that they're appreciated, that somebody out here that means for them. So here and
Fact,
then,
fact.
like now I could do that. But back in the day, I remember when it used to be frowned upon when, dudes will actually open up and say, I love you or be
I love
affectionate
you.
with others. Yeah. You remember that it's that toxic masculinity that we grew up with. Like
It's
honestly,
still
we
very
grew
much
up in
alive.
that shit, but like now I feel like the culture has changed so much to the point where now we can actually own that shit, change the narrative, and actually progress, like make it much better for people in the future.
You know why I think that is though? Because I think like for the gay people and the people in that community under all the letters, the L, the B, the Q, all of them. I don't want to fuck it up, and yeah, I ain't trying to get on their bad side, goddamn. But now that it's like normal and more accepted and everything, I think it's taking some of that sting off the stigmatism. Like, yeah, he or she gay, so what? Who gives a shit? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, okay, I get what you said. I feel like here's the thing. Well, I feel like the reason why I feel like that is apparent because we came from an era that our old school, our fathers, our grandfathers, they had to be strong. They gotta be rock solid for their family. They were leaders, like they were the old how people saw it back in the day where the man was the man in the house and they did this and they did that. So with that being said, it was just like the fact that if you were a man back then, you couldn't have the luxury of crying. You didn't have the luxury of just chilling, hanging out, doing this. You had to work, you had to provide, and you had to
As a
do
black
exactly
man,
as a
yeah,
black man, as a man, period. And then now we're coming to a time where those norms are changed dramatically. It's changed enough to the point where now, like, black men can sit down, evaluate, and actually like take a second to cry. Or actually, if they need help, they could go ahead and get that help. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we still are somewhat ingrained to our old past lives to the point where we still have that internal conflict. But I do see a nice push head into that new era. So I do commend people who actually out there going there getting that mental health downplay, because honestly, it's the thing, and everybody should make sure they invest in that.
yeah, for sure. I know I've been in therapy for years, goddamn, and I still ain't got in the office. So, well, I take that back. I went to one session back in college or whatever, Tech State, and yeah, that shit was weird, son. I couldn't do it, but I do
They
salute
thought,
and shout out to
what you thought it
anybody
was
else
weird about it?
I don't know, just whole conversation opening up, trying to tell somebody else your problems that you have no familiarity with, so yeah,
Here's
that whole thing. But
it's
it's not weird. It was just for me it was, but I know that is like a stigma or whatever in the community that men they should go out there and get that help that they need. So anybody out there that is going to go do that, I salute them 100%, and I wish you nothing but the best, my brother. Me, I'm still trying to get there though. So
no, I
I need
respect
it
that.
though, right
That's
there.
I respect that. It's just the fact that, like, um one thing I have noticed, and one thing I wish that there was really pushed for, especially in schools, if people always talk about the industry, it's
Hmm.
like there is a push for people to be, therapists, people who could be mind doctors, people to look into those, because we need a lot of them. Our community, our culture is at a state of shock and during this. So, and like how you said, we're talking to people that don't look like us, that don't understand us, that doesn't know, that don't come from our same background. So when you're asking another person to open up and relate to them, or have them kind of give an understanding, then it's kind of hard because they lived a much better life. They lived somewhat probably more of a privileged life. You don't know their life, but at the same time, when I see a person that's look like me, I feel that maybe they can relate to me within their color, within their upbringing, within their struggles, pretty much, and then I could probably be more forthcoming with my information, because the fact that maybe I will be open to, hey, maybe I could relate to them, or maybe they understand something. So that's one of the things I was like, I wish there was a more of a push, or well, I could say more programs there where they invested in, students and people who are reaching out and trying to go get degrees and doctorates within psychology. So people could be actually going to on a therapist and go into therapy, so we can have more people to relate to.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Having people that look like you in those sessions. It has been a surgence in in that whole deal for young black men and women to go more into that profession. So that is a bonus and like a major bonus for us and something that we need because yeah, for me it definitely would help more if it was somebody who looked like me that was sitting across from me, but it was a white woman that I don't really trust at all to begin with. So it was probably just a bad look for me. But
I will
I'm
say
sure
this,
there
bro.
are
It's
other ones
never
out
a
there.
bad luck. Honestly, I commend you for actually taking upon yourself to actually do that. Like, honestly, even if you felt like it was weird, it was awkward, you didn't feel right, at least the fact that you did one thing that most black men don't do, and that was go there and try to go
I
ahead and
don't
keep up.
want to take that credit, bro. I can't take that credit. I only
Hey,
went
like,
because I fucked up one semester and I needed like And my excuse for, getting those classes taken off my goddamn record, them grades taken off, is that I was having problems. So I went to the therapist to better my case, because in the court of law, goddamn, you got to have evidence. So for the school board, I had to make sure my shit was lined up. But we got out that motherfucker, though. We good, nigga. We good.
Why is it when a motherfucker is over here about to go
I
ahead
was
go through
plotting
the
my
hardest
niggas.
shit, they
I need
plot
my
the most,
alibis ready. I
that
need them.
was the most strategic ass thing ever.
Hey,
I love it though.
I got up out that thing. But all fun and games though. In all seriousness though, man, we got to take like a moment, talk about somebody we lost just recently in the community, somebody who was big for us in the community, Mr. Black Panther himself, Mr. Jackie Robinson, Mr. James Brown. All the roles that he portrayed and brought to life, but mainly the thing that blew him up with the Black Panther role that meant so much to the black community and to the young children that broke all types of records and everything. So for just, I want to take a moment, to talk about Mr. Chadwick Boseman and yeah, man, reflect on him a little bit. What did Black Panther and that whole movement mean to you during that time, bro?
So Chadwick Boseman was a phenomenal actor. Don't get me wrong. When they announced him as being a Black Panther, I didn't even know who he was. But don't get me wrong, I did see some of his work coming up. Like man, like this dude damn near is playing every black he played every black phenomenal person in the past whenever somebody made a biopic. Like this dude was playing everybody, and I appreciate that because like dead serious, when you needed somebody to build up, like do the service, like he was that person. Like he was gonna be like how Jamie Foxx did on Ray. That's why I felt when I seen Chadwick go ahead and do that, get on up and all that stuff. So I respected him as a artist, up in the craft. Now, uh, when we lost him, it was hard. Like it was pretty much way left field. It was one of those things where I was like, damn, wow, that was something that I was not expecting. And honestly, it was dope. And I don't know, it just like it I did love the fact the outpour, the love of everybody that came to when they heard the news that they pretty much told none but good stories, added to his legacy, and pretty much spoke up as a person of how he was. When they did that, I saw a different part of Chadwick that I never thought I would ever see. Like honestly, I'm seeing him as an actor, pretty much somebody who's doing this, doing that. I saw him on the Breakfast Club here and there. He did the Change Retain, which he gave out 100K for the Change Retain, and it was like, yo, he did all this and all that. It was dope, but like when everybody started talking about him, about his work ethic, the type of person he was, the text messages, the emails, all the stuff that he used to do, it really resonate as a person, as an actor, as a man, and it was just like, yo, that's something I want to strive for. Now, I did not want, and it was pissing me off because it was in the back of my head, but I just felt like people should have shut the fuck up around this time. I hate the fact that everybody was looking questioning what are we gonna do next for Black Panther. Like everybody's like, oh, we should go ahead and recast another person, or oh, we should go ahead and get Michael B. Jordan to go ahead and do this, or oh, we need to go and put Shuri in. Like, yo, can we like grieve? Like, yo, we just lost a great man that everybody loved and adored and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and take that moment. And then, down the line, we go ahead and talk about Black Panther. Like, this movie ain't coming out in the next year or so. So, like, yo, we got time. 2020 is still evident. We still got some fucked up. We got a good 3 months.
Business though, bro. That's Hollywood. That's just business. Like life move
They
on.
they can just hold on. It's not the
Hold on
like
for what?
no. Here's the thing. It's business, but it's the fact that yo, we can stop and grieve a little bit. And then it's black people trying to say we trying to go ahead. I'm like, yo, I know y'all trying to do that. The marathon continues, but bruh, they ain't like they haven't started yet. Like, calm down. Like, let us grieve the man's death. His body is not even finished being like it's not even cold yet. Like, let's take some time. But
But
he
you
meant
looking
a lot
at
to
things
me.
through
That's
the
what I'm saying.
realm of like social media and stuff like that. Everything moves fast in social media and in the news.
Yeah.
Like a news cycle is only 24 hours, bro. So it's like everybody's gonna move on eventually. But the people that did reach out and truly like his immediate family and all that, I'm pretty sure they're not even worried about no Black Panther and shit like that. And people who are, that's just people who didn't know that man personally or didn't feel the type of things that you felt towards them. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
for the Black community, we did lose like a great activist and leader in the community. And to hear about all the things and movies and roles that he took while he was diagnosed with colon cancer and was fighting it, it's just a testament to the type of man and his work ethic that he had and that he was. So I
Exactly.
I greatly appreciate everything that he done, like the donation he was doing. What what was dope to me about like his career, he told like this story about Denzel, about how Denzel, when he was in college, when Chadwick was in college, he got like this summer intern deal to go to the British Acting Academy or something like that, and it was paid for by Denzel and his charity, so and to see him come up into his own and pretty much start to take that Denzel mantle almost in the music scene, in the movie scene, and in the Black community. He was coming into that type of Denzel lane for us. I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, his talent is going to be greatly missed. The man that he was is going to be missed even more than that. So even though he had great movies, like all the stuff that you named and said that he was doing, it sees any movie that he ever done just shows that he was just a great human being, and the Black community is going to miss that in its own without Black Panthers and the box office movies and all that. So to his family and friends and loved ones, our love go out to you. We're greatly sorry for your loss, and yeah, I just wish them the best and hope they recover, um, in in whatever time it takes them to get over it, or not even get over it, but just to deal with it. So I wish him nothing but the best. But it was just amazing just to hear about all the stuff he was doing while being like I figured it was something up because he was getting real skinny, and like everywhere I would see him, even in the Five Bloods, the latest movie that he was in on Netflix with Spike Lee, he was like real
Mm-hmm.
skinny in there, and so I knew it was something up, but I thought maybe he was getting ready for another role or
Just
something
looking
like
for his
that.
role.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was colon cancer though, but I also didn't know him personally. But just seeing this work that he done and the way that how he was in the community and giving back and the heart that he had and showed to the world while he was here, he will be greatly missed, man. He'll be
So
greatly
one
missed.
thing I did, I'm gonna say this before we go ahead and move on. Is like one of the things I am. Here's the thing, and I try to be a person outside of social media, and the reason why I say this is because when you see something on social media, your first thing is to react or you want to do something. So the reason why I said that is because before the passing of Chadwick, they did show a picture of him wearing his Jackie Robinson hat. It was that 42 hat, and he was real skinny, his cheekbones going in and all that stuff. Everybody thought maybe he was doing this for a role. People's like, man, that dude looks sick. They were just making jokes about the dude, and then found out a couple months later, my man's passed away, and I was just like, yo, like y'all over here making jokes about somebody and their well being, and then this is like you don't never know what anybody's going through. He was battling this for how many years? They said it was about
Or
4 years.
Oh
Like this
yeah,
dude had gave us so many movies, and during that whole time, he did not ask any no sympathy. He kept it moving and kept it original. He didn't say anything else. And to the point where we just like, wow, this man passed. He was
a
going through
leader,
all this.
a
And
leader,
the
bro.
fact that all that stuff. And then also I do kind of want to give recognition to Denzel, because the fact that if it weren't for Denzel and his foundation, we wouldn't have Chadwick, because
Crazy.
he did go to there, and like I saw a video of Chadwick, performing when he was in school. I'm like, yo, he was dope. Like it was kind of dope because like a lot of surgeons of all the stuff that he was doing beforehand, like pictures and all that stuff. It's cool to see him in that element. So, but when he was out there doing that, I'm like, yo, that was crazy. And then it just like, Denzel, somebody iconic that we look up to, like Denzel, who brought up Chadwick and how Chadwick is. It just speaks levels on his legacy and also Denzel's. And I was just like, I know that I'm not trying to go ahead and compare, all that stuff, but it was just like the fact that, that was just love. Honestly, out of all of it, there's just like so much love and so much respect for both of them, man. So in my
Yeah,
eyes, I salute them both.
yeah. I wouldn't say that he wouldn't have made it without Denzel because his talent was pretty much
Oh no, I would say
undeniable.
that.
Yeah, but Denzel got him to that that school or that internship probably opened doors to him to get him on a faster track to where he is. But I think his talent would have got him there eventually anyway because he was super dope and he went to Howard, so he had some connections all over. It make me wish I went to a HBCU. So, but yeah, man, all love. Shouts out to the King, man, and rest in power, my dude. Rest in power, truly. But,
Talk about you wish you went to a HBCU. I ain't gonna lie, I do wish I went to a
oh,
HBCU.
I always get that. But
I went to
I didn't have that information
PWI.
in high school, though.
You said what?
I didn't have that information in high school about the only HBCU I knew about was PV, and that was up the street from me. But at the time, it was too many like fights and shit happening over there and gunshots and shit. So I was like, maybe, but I was just misinformed on the HBCU experience. So, but
So let
all
me.
my nieces and nephews and stuff like that, I always talk to them even now about HBCU. So,
So here's the thing. Here's my whole experience. So I did the community college deal and all that good stuff. But before, when I was in high school, I didn't really understand HBCUs, and I didn't know the extent of it. It was funny. The only mine, like I can say, the only time I would say experience. Yeah, I can say only experience I had was seeing Stump the Yard. And when you saw Stump the Yard, Truth University, and I was like, is that actually school? It's really not, but you saw Stump the Yard and how they was all, and I was like, oh, stuff. And then I was like, okay, I gotta get into it. So at the time I was dating this one girl, and her father, even though, I mean, I still love this dude to this day.
oh,
We
that's
ain't
sweet.
no, like I'm talking about the dude, not the dad, because he really did take me under his wing. Like he real deal, like, yo, I want you to look into these schools, that school, and all that stuff. He wanted me to go to a school that he went to, which I ended up not going because I just didn't really understand. It was a HBCU that was in actually Ohio, Central State. So, but I
Nice.
didn't go in. I didn't go there, and honestly, ultimately, when I finished my graduate, my studies. I didn't even go like I did. I went after I left community college. I went to Ferris State University, which is a PWI. I just ended up going to any university because of the fact that I was just like, yo, I just want to hurry up and get my degree. And I was working part time at Disney World. I was like, yo, I just want to make my Disney career bump up, do this, do that, whatever, what. And then
They say fuck
honestly,
up Disney, man.
I moved down here and I see a whole bunch of people who went to Perryview and then gone to Louisiana, this and Mississippi Valley and Tuskegee, and I'm like, yo, everybody telling me about the experience, how the Greeks did this and how everybody did that, and the bands. I'm like, man, I missed out. So that's one thing I would say is like, I know that I'm that at that age anymore where I can like just be like appreciative and be in that fold once again. But I did tell myself that when I look into grad school, which I'm thinking about doing in another year, I actually might try to look into the grad school experience, or at least say that I graduated from this HBCU, just so I can say, I can have something to hold on to my HBCU. I want to support in that kind of way.
Yeah, I'm going back to grad school too, but I wanted it to be a HBCU as well, but it probably won't be just because of the area that I'm in and the convenience of it. But I'm still gonna donate to HBCUs though, and keep on doing that, and spreading out my money through HBCUs because I do want my like nieces and nephews and my future kids or whatever to look heavily into HBCUs, uh,
Hmm.
as far as going to a PWI or whatever. But yeah, I definitely wish I had a went to a HBCU. I feel like that cultural experience would have been it's a positive reflection. But like you at least had, somebody to come up and show you different colleges and stuff, at least talk to you about it. I didn't have none of that. I grew up in a town that was like majority white. School that I went to was majority white. So all I ever heard about was UT, Texas A&M, bro. Like that was, or like PV. I heard about PV because I had friends who went there for sports and shit like that, and it wasn't far from my hometown. So I went to the homecomings and shit. But I was young, so I didn't get to experience like the homecomings and all that. I just kept hearing about fights and shootouts and shit like that. So I took my talents elsewhere. But in hindsight, I wish I had a look more into it. I had somebody to talk to me about HBCUs or just about college in general. But I just knew I wanted to get out of my little town, so college was one of the ways to do that. So I just went to where I was accepted to. So, but
And bro, your story is a testament of like how far I want to go. Because here's the thing, like I'm over here trying to go hard as what I do, like what we do here on the podcast, or pretty much what I do at my 9 to 5, or me trying to get my degree. I want to make a decent amount of money because, like, when I get kids and all that stuff, or even with me doing my fraternities, it's like, yo, I do want to give that sense of giving back. I want to meet a kid that was just like you, who didn't have that opportunity to have somebody in their life, or who is just coming up and they just like they don't have a older person that went through the whole motions of going to school, and they need some guidance, and like they gonna need some men that they can relate to, talk to, that's actually want to kind of help them out. And like that's it. It's not something that just like, oh, I'm shitting on your life, I want to do this or that. I was just like, yo, I real deal want to see people be better, do better, because the
yeah,
fact that every time I look in the eyes of different people, I can see a glimpse of who I am in them. Because the fact that I wasn't the person who, you know, was the most athletic person, so I know I wasn't gonna get it in that way. I wasn't as coordinated, or sometimes I wasn't as smart. I got degree. I mean, I went the National Junior Honor Society and the National Honor Society, but after that, it wasn't that much. So it was just like it's so many things that were out there, and sometimes people need help and we don't know who need help. We just are pretty much over here just like, yo, if they got this far, they must be doing well. Like, honestly, let me go ahead and put me in the game coach. If I could try, if I could do anything, hey, let me go ahead and try do whatever. Like what it says, Tupac said, it's like, I'm not making music to change the world, but my music might spark the brain that actually does it. Like, I might not have the person that I might not know who's going to change the world. I might not change the world, but at least I'm going to at least help the person that could actually make a greater influence. And that's what literally I want to do, at least for my people and for the whole future of mankind.
That right there is the only reason I want to be rich, bro, or like have like stupid money. It ain't to show off or be
Hmm.
flashy or to like. I'm real simple, so like I like kicks and I like fitteds. You know what I mean? My clothes pretty much regular on a day to day, unless I'm going out or need to get dressed up or something and wear a suit or tux or some shit like that. But I'm basic. I'm from the country. I know how to hunt for my own food. I know how to, I know how to farm. I know how to do all that shit. So I can live off the land. Like, but I want to get money because I know you need money to get power and power to affect real change. And like for like kids, like Diddy just opened up a charter school. I think it's his third one, and he opened up in the Bronx. And like just seeing that picture of him doing the ribbon cutting and seeing all those little young black kids like all around them in their school uniforms and shit. Like that's what I didn't have that type of environment as a kid. Like I said, I grew up in a pretty much a white environment, like
Hmm.
Texas Southern, and then the sticks. Like so, that whole black experience, I didn't really get that until I got into college and I started having more black friends from different backgrounds, from different parts of the world, and started experiencing all of that. And so, I want to open up charter schools. I want to donate to HBCUs. I want to start, back home where I'm from, have rec centers and stuff. I coach AAU right now and train kids sometimes for like basketball and stuff. But I want to do more than that. Like I want to build facilities for these kids to go to for get code training for like code, for not for code for doing coding and stuff for technology wise. Like have facilities so they can go and study and get away from certain environments. Because I know for a fact if you have one person in your life that show you consistently that they care and want the best for you, that is a huge deal for a child. I didn't have
Hmm.
that as a kid, so I went down a path to where it's like a roller coaster, like going to jail and shit. But I always knew I wanted to be something, and I wanted to do it in a positive way. I knew I wanted to go to college. I knew I wanted to be somebody positive, but I
Hmm.
just didn't know how to get there, and I didn't have nobody that I felt believed in me. So I had to find a way to believe in myself to get those things. You know what I mean? But if I was a kid and I had that stability and somebody that showed me, even if it was a teacher in my school, like it was teachers that told me, like I was the problem. Like hey, I wasn't like actually
That should
told
be
me that.
hard though.
You know what I mean? So it was if I had that type of influence in my life at a young age, I feel like I'd be way farther than I am right now. I would have finished school way earlier, had a college degree, or even if not, I started my own business right now. Like, but nobody was
Hmm.
there to feed me that knowledge and show me, the game or give me the game. I pretty much had to pick up books and figure out all this shit on my own. So that's what I
And
want to
that's
do, and that's
And
why I
bro,
want to
that's the
get money.
problem right there. It's like we over here trying to, and like I real deal agree what you said about like honestly that's the only reason why I want to get rich because the fact that like I'm 30 years going on 31 years. I probably in my whole life probably used up if I had an amount gather all the money that I used between now and when I was coming up for my family and all that stuff. We probably maybe had I won't even say half a mil. Like the fact that you see people who are got 100 mil or stuff, or a couple mil, or even one or two that's in the bank account. It's just like, yo, you could real deal live your life comfortably off of like 30, 40, 50 K a year. And then the fact that I'm just like,
Nigga, that's
yo,
good money, especially in Texas. Nigga,
yeah,
that's
but here's
great
the
money.
thing. It's just like with that extra, it's like, yo, like help the others out. But then it says I'm not in a place where I'm like, I'm not gonna tell people what they're gonna do with their money. But at the same time, like we live in a fucking country where you can make a donation and get that shit right off. And the fact that you could get that shit right off and pretty much almost get that money right back or a percentage of that money back. And that's why I was just like, it's kind of messed up. And then how you are over here talking about, you're right now going to the point where you actually looking out there, reading this, learning all that stuff. It's great that we're doing that, but it's still hard as fuck the fact that we're doing this where we don't have the opportunities, we don't have the advantages of most people when they doing the same shit we doing, but they have money to rest on. So yeah, that's why it feel like the world of society is kind of coming hard at against us because the fact that it takes my generation, which pretty much I'm the first gen college student or graduate who's pretty much working the industry, who's pretty much I could say who's living the I guess American dream or somewhat of a dream that's somebody in America, but not my dream, and they're pretty much living, doing this, maintaining, but at the same time, not to the point, getting to the point where they can just live comfortably and then take all the shit that they learn, apply it, and then progress even further from where I'm originally at. So hopefully, I get to the point where I'm doing good enough and I inspire my kids or inspire kids that I take under my leave where they could doing well that they could pretty much do that help me out when I get old if I ain't made it yet. But
I'm
it's one of
saying
those things
it's
I
like,
just think about.
yeah, that generational thing. It's one of the things that play the black communities. It's not nowhere near all our fault. Like it's
Hmm.
things in our system that pretty much was made that the inevitable that we was gonna have to be the generation to keep on furthering this. So I'll be talk to my nieces and nephews, like, about all this stuff that I've been learning. So when they come around or come of age, like they already got that. I want them to travel. I want them to take them, to Africa, Saudi Arabia, everywhere, so they can already
Hmm.
have their cultural experiences and seeing the world. So it's not a shock to them. Like me, when I first got to college, I felt like maybe I wasn't smart enough to be here. You know what I mean? Because I went to a PWI, so it's mostly white kids, and grew up in a white society almost where everybody who was in power was white. So that does something to your psyche already without having somebody in my life to tell me, about the black power that we have, where we come from, and all of that. So when they get to college, their mind state is going to be different. It's going to be like, I belong here. I'm supposed to be here. I can do anything they can do, no problem. I'm a, I want them to have the same resources and all of that. And so, yeah, that whole generational thing, it's a big problem, man. And that's why when they get this money, though, man, like that real money, like, so I can affect major change on a major level, not just only in my town, but I got ideas to implement programs and stuff like that that's going to benefit thousands of kids and hopefully millions, right? Especially in my community in the black community. But it's a ways to go, but we working on it, we building on it,
Hey,
and
we
we
gotta make
definitely
this
gonna
money,
get
bro.
there. Hey, I'm all about that every day I wake up. That's the mission and the goal, bro. But
Hmm.
yeah, man. So let's jump off into this though, bro. We talked a little bit about that, and we're gonna jump back into the black experience a little bit later. But we're gonna jump off into some drama, bro. With Dr. Dre, Future shit,
Mm,
and they
we
situation
talk
that's
about that
going on
ratchet
right
shit. Okay, yeah,
now.
let's talk about that.
So
Ah,
yeah, I'm gonna let you break that down though, because I don't really know a lot about it. I know about like Dre.
all right,
So,
so
but
all right, to all the people that's out there, to all our listeners, this is pretty much I wanted to bring this kind of scenario to the show. I'm pretty much going to ask Mansa's opinion on everything, but this is how I kind of see it. And honestly, I might feel some type of way. Let's be real, I'm not in this type of situation, but I do have some words from what I'm seeing from afar. I'm on the outside looking in, and if you feel otherwise, or you feel if you have something to say, honestly, put it in the comment section. Go ahead, voice your opinion. We are looking at our socials, so pretty much we want to hear your comments. But here's the thing. Now, we got two spectrums, and this is pretty much spouse. This I'm calling this spousal support. So we have two situations where I feel like both situations is fucked up. On one situation, you have a married couple who's going for divorce. You got Dr. Dre and his wife. You know what? I'll call her his wife. I don't know who she is, to be honest, and I'm horrible with names, so I'm just gonna say his wife. But
I'm pretty
it
sure
really
it's his
is
wife,
relevant.
bro. It's his wife.
Yeah,
Ex-wife.
it's wife, whatever. But I don't know what she
Ex-James'
does.
wife.
Yeah, I don't know what she does. So pretty much, either way, she wants 2 mil. This woman wants the courts to grant her spousal support of 2 mil a month. 2 mil a month. And I was just like, are you serious? She wants $2 million a month in spousal support. And then I'm just like, who the I'm sorry. I just like I look at that and I'm just like, who in their right mind would do that? Like, who would say that? Like, I don't even care. Like, your ass can move back to wherever you from, but at the same time, in spousal support, and you over here trying to ask for all this stuff. I'm actually going to look in a bit. I'm going to pull up the what she's asking for too, which honestly, it's still ridiculous. But let me go on also talking about on the other side. Now, if y'all all know, Future, the king of toxic, our
Wait,
almighty
wait,
brother.
wait, 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 wait. Let's jump into the Dre thing first, and then we're gonna go on future because
No, the reason why it has to, it all goes in. Well, it all goes in because the fact that he's also on the same tip. Now, one, Dre is married. Other, Future is not married, but he has a kid with this person.
I know. So it's two different things, though. So let's go ahead and separate
All
these
right.
things for a
So yeah. Anyways, with Dre's lady. All right. One, I don't know who the hell she thinks she is
damn.
because bro, I don't care. Like dead serious. Like I'm dead serious. Like if you go ahead, I swear. Like I understand if you think
But look
like
at Joe right into that.
prenup.
He's trying to
Prenup
fight her
is one
head
thing.
off. Okay.
No, here's the thing. Prenups is one thing.
Uh,
And so I know everybody has to, like if you making coming up to money, honestly, I don't care what you do. Like, go ahead and come up with a prenup. I don't care if you love your woman and you over here talk about our money will never do this. No, fuck that. Put a prenup and just put a fidelity clause or something like
same
that.
thing for women
Whatever
too.
you
If these
do,
ain't shit
I
do.
don't care what else happens in life. Whatever you do, put a prenup together. I don't care if y'all both, if you doing most of the stuff, because that's it. If you come up from the bottom and she bragging it, she is also entitled because the fact that for support and all that stuff. But regardless, whatever you do, prenup. But moving on. But at the same time, when you're over here and like, yes, you are worth billion or close to a billion, who do you think you are when you asking for 2 million a month? Like, who just does that? Like, dead serious, you're making more than rap artists in their whole fucking career, and you're trying to get that within a year, and you don't even really do nothing. Now, bro, what makes me mad is the fact that I'm looking and I'm trying to look it up. So I'm about to ask you, go ahead, give me your opinion. But the fact that if you break down what she wants from this 2 million, it's like stupid as hell to the point where you want to look at her and just like, are you dumb? Are you really going to act for stupid shit like that?
All right.
Because
So
in a
so
minute, like I don't care how rich you can be, that is some ignorant ass shit. Like you just being disrespectful. So go ahead and say what you gotta say so I can find this shit. But yeah, let them know what you know.
all right, my G. So basically, basically, she asking for 2 mil a month. Dre worth like 800 mil, which ain't really that don't really matter in this game. But they've been married since like 1996, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you looking at 24 years. Okay. I don't know what she was doing throughout this marriage. She could have been, I don't know, they made a deal in the beginning saying, I'm going to stay at home and watch the kids and raise them because that's a job in itself. But I don't know how old their kids are now. They might be grown and that shit don't matter. But 2 mil a month, you getting divorced. Any man that's gonna feel like don't nobody deserve $2 million a month. I don't. I honestly feel like don't nobody deserve 2 million a month off for like I don't care if it's for child support or spousal support or whatever the fuck it is. 2 million a month is a lot, bro. Like we talking about 24 million a year. That is
Man, bro, seriously.
That is
Where
crazy.
I'm like, we over here talk about we want to be rich, but just to give money and help people out, do this and do that. But at the same time, we want to get the money, like we want to work for our shit and all this. You over here just say, okay, I don't want to be with you. I'm gonna break our godly contract, and I want to pretty much majority your money. Like, okay,
Okay,
like honestly.
but hold on a second. Hold on
I
a
hate
second.
this because I don't know what's going on in the relationship, but just me on the outside and they're not talking more stuff. So what
I don't know
I'm
what's
going
going on in a
to
relationship, but what I'm trying to say is, don't nobody really deserve 24 million a year just for being married to somebody at some point, unless she helped him build that business, because he got most of his cake off that Apple deal. So unless she helped him in some type of way with the algorithm or staying up late doing some work for him that the world don't know about, then we got a problem. But that's more business. You know what I mean? A marriage is kind of like a business when y'all sign those papers and decide to get married and
know. A
everything.
marriage is business.
Yeah, it's definitely a business between two parties. But 2 million a year, it's I mean, 2 million a month, that sounds excessive for anybody. But I don't know what she did though. Like, and you gotta imagine she's been with him since 1996, so she's probably gonna want to keep that same lifestyle. And if you're trying to keep that,
Mm-mm,
but
mm-mm,
but hold on, but
mm-mm.
wait, if you're trying to keep that same lifestyle, 800 million, a billionaire type of dude or whatever, you got a certain type of lifestyle that it might be too much. I heard that the famous soccer player Cristiano Cristiano Ronaldo, he gives this girl like $1 million a month just like to shop and shit like that, like just for her. But that's him. You
That's
feel
him,
me? I feel that, but to have a course of point when if Drake feel like you ain't do nothing to help me grow this money, like if you wasn't in the gym shooting with me, and then I don't see how you deserve now. If you want alimony, I give you like maybe 75,000 a month, 100,000 a month. I'm not Dre. You worth 800 million. Go ahead and give her that 100,000 a month until she get remarried or some shit like that. And even then, that might be a lot. But still, they were married for 24 years.
bro.
So
Here's the thing,
almost.
like, yeah, the years. Okay, I understand. I don't know. Here's it just like it just irks my soul because here's the thing, like, if you are connected to the lifestyle, then it's like, yo, your lifestyle comes with a, it comes with this. And if you're not gonna be with me, then guess what? You're like you don't want to you opting out of that lifestyle. And yes, if you want spousal support, that's gonna just be like, yo, I'm gonna give you something to help you out throughout this time because the fact that yes, we were I was working for both of us. Now
But
that
you
you're
looking at it
leaving,
wrong though. You looking at it
I'm
like
looking
he
at it
just
like
giving her
this.
money for free though.
No, if she's if we breaking this agreement, then okay, you going off, but I'm gonna give you something, but it's not gonna be everything. It's not gonna be how you envision it. It's not gonna be the luxury lifestyle that you had. It's gonna be something that you will be living off of. It is manageable. So that's why I'm gonna give it to you. Now I did pull up what she is asking for. So like I said, she's trying to get 2 million. If you want to know the nitty gritty, is $1,936,399. So for a month, she wants for laundry and cleaning $10,000, for clothes $135,000, for education, tuition, and living expenses. She
For
wants
who?
60.
Her kids?
I don't know if it's her kid. I honestly, in that case, I kind of feel like kids could be out of it because the fact that he can carry that, she don't have to do it. But I think it's just for her. So education, tuition, and living expenses is 60K a month. Now that is just like, come on
Who
now,
they go to?
exactly, bro. Like you
God
not going to an
damn.
Ivy League. 60K a month for education and living expenses,
That shit
and
is
you
like
are.
a semester at Yale or some shit. Like he's
Bro, she's
at a
trying to go abroad every damn time. That's why. So, and okay, entertainment, 900,000 a month. Charitable contributions.
Entertainment
125.
like strip clubs or some shit. Like what's she doing?
I don't know. It's COVID, so you never know. It's charitable contributions, 125,000 a month. How rich you gotta be to pretty how much you gotta be of somebody else if you is taking somebody else's money and you donate it on their behalf? He's over here paying for money for you to donate. That's just some ignorant ass shit. And then okay, mortgage, 100K a month. Telephone, cell phone, and email, bro. Email, 20K a month. Nigga, I got a Google account that I'm doing this shit for free. I paid probably 150 bucks.
Hey, email 20K a month.
Email, telephone, cell phone. She wants 20K a month. Who
What
is
the
she?
cell phone?
Who's
What
going
you
on they
talking to?
plane?
I don't know. There might be some overseas charges or some shit. I
See,
don't know what you calling for.
that's why this is so ridiculous. And honestly, even if she was over here exaggerating this shit,
I know
that's
Dre mad to the motherfucker at home. I
I
know he
would
was
be
scared when he
too.
talked to his lawyer.
And that's why I said, like, yo, you are opting out of this fucking lifestyle. So guess what? You ain't gonna get all the shit that you want. And if you got something on me, like I cheated on you, then okay, let's go ahead. I'll give you. I'll. It's my fault. I fucked up. Then I'm gonna give you this, that, and the third. Let me go ahead, cut a check. I'm obligated to you get caught up. But no, if you over here living because you said, "Oh, I'm not in love," guess what? You ain't in love with me. You ain't in love with my lifestyle anymore. And if you're not trying to be down with any of those, then guess what? If you want something to manage or put onto your life, it's either one, you go get you a job, then you can go ahead have this lifestyle that you can manage, or you're gonna be abiding by how much I give it to you. And now I can say this: you gonna get something manageable. Even if I would say this, I would just give her 100K, 100K a month, bro. After 3 months, 4 or 5 months, she could get a nice ass house, a nice
She
ass
already
house.
got it, bro. She getting a nice house in a divorce. I know they got like
She
five or
has
six
to move.
houses,
Yeah,
bro.
she's
What you
asking for
mean?
the house that they're at, I think something like that. So he has to move, and she's asking for the car. But dead serious, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to play devil's advocate because when you in a big ass house like that, you upkeep. And you got staff on there, so you got payday rolls and all that stuff. So yeah, you got that. But I'm just saying, fuck all that bullshit. It's just like, yo, if you want to just go for the end, go to the end. You already got this money coming in. You get you a nice little house, a little quaint little house with five rooms, a nice ass garage, a nice ass neighborhood. Bro, I just like that's why I said this is that shit that makes me so annoyed, and then it just gives a bad odor when people are trying to be in love and all that stuff. This is why
Like I said,
when back
older.
in the day, people was hard to say, "Oh, I want a prenup." Like now, I'm crying this out. Even if I ain't got no money, I'm over here crying prenup because the fact that like, yo, this is one of those things where you gotta keep it on top of yourself. He's like, yo, these business ventures. I know this is a marriage. We love each other in front of God, but if we over here talking about this is business at the end of the day, hell no. I'm keep my business interests alike. If you love me so much, sign that prenup.
I'm saying, man, it's like it's just I don't know how their marriage went, bro. I don't know if he was doing fucked up shit to her. Not saying that there's any type of rumors or anything. I don't know what she had to endure through that marriage. I don't know.
Don't either.
I don't know what went down or how much she did help out in his
Mhm.
growth and becoming a better man and all that type of stuff. I don't know. So I do think personally 2 million a month is excessive, but I don't know what she had to endure. So maybe in her head she like, nah, I deserve this 2 mil a month. Like I'm gonna keep living the life that I deserve. That's just might be how she feel about the situation. You can't fault her. She got lawyers to fight for that and told her like, yeah, I think we can get 2 million a month. She gonna try and get 2 million a month. But do we got to think it's excessive? Yeah, from a public perspective, somebody who has no glimpse in behind the curtain, then of course we're going to think that the world is going to be probably against her unless there's other women out there, who side with her. But until we know for sure what she had to endure, I can't really say if it's fucked up. I think it's excessive, yes, because I'm on the outside, the far outside looking in. So I really don't know.
Well,
But
here's another thing that's kind of fucked up because this is Dr. Dre we were talking about, but on the other end, I ain't bring this up with you, but on the other end, you also got Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan is about to get on a divorce with his lady that he was with for about 5 good years, and she's asking for almost just as much as what she's trying to get him out with a settlement, and she's trying to almost take damn near half of what he have gotten from his settlement when he was in that car accident.
well, she did go through it all with him though. So, like through the whole thing. And he said that publicly multiple occasions. He said how she was his rock and all that type of stuff. So that's gonna be a
See,
tough
this
one.
is all right. You're right. If that's public case and all that stuff, then guess what? Guess what? She has a fighting thing. I just don't think, and like, you know what? You're right. It's pretty much on the outside looking in. It just though, we don't know the stuff. We don't know the details, and then it's not gonna be addressed because guess what? We don't know. We don't need to be part of it. When people over here telling you this, that, and the third, it makes you like want to have these conversations. But guess what? If they're not going to disclose all this stuff, we all going to be here speculating and saying what we feel. So at the end of the day, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they
Anybody
do.
think 2 million a month though is excessive though. So anybody
No,
gonna
no.
think that. Everybody's gonna say
Even though I'm saying this, no matter what, yes, 200K. I mean, 2 mil is damn excessive. I don't care whatever happened. I
but
don't
we
care.
talking about billionaire money though. That's different. In your head, that's in our basic ass minds, basic money pockets. Yes, that sounds super crazy. We talking about billionaire pockets. It say his net worth is 800, but rich people like the two up there, they don't report all their money, bro.
Bro,
Like they can't.
even if I was a millionaire, she would have a six-figure monthly budget. That's all she gets. And I mean, guess
Oh,
what?
I'm not giving her 24 million a year. That's bananas, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's excessive regardless. But what I'm saying, I don't know what her lump sum, because this is after the lump sum she's gonna get from the divorce. This is what that argument is for, that 2 million a month after the fact. So if I'm like, if I'm gonna give you a lump sum that's gonna be at least like 50 to 60 million, she gonna get like 50 or 60 million off rip, bro. Plus a house, the whip, or whatever. She gonna get that. Like that's gonna be in there. Even with a prenup or not, she getting like 50 million. That
and
two
that's
million a
that's
month
the
after
crazy
that,
thing.
that's what make it crazy though. That 2 million after that, but yeah, it's on the outside world looking in. But we talking about different tax brackets right now, and honestly, it's so
Well,
much money. I
if you
don't even
want to talk
feel
about
comfortable
different
talking
tax,
about this shit, my nigga, because I ain't
well,
even.
if you want to talk about different tax brackets, let's go ahead and talk about future situation because that I feel like we could get in because future over here messing with random ass women who over here giving them
Then
babies every
that's
day.
being future, my nigga. That's my nigga right there, bro.
I
That
know
is
that's
my
the
nigga.
funny part.
I love me some
Like,
future, nigga. Yeah,
hey,
that
future
nigga
is
don't
the
give a
guy.
fuck.
One, all right, go ahead and say this because you want to be relevant. He did break up with Laura Harvey, so they're
He
not
broke up
together.
with her.
Well, they're not together. They're not following each other. So I will just say, she's out there. So I don't care. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that means. But anyways, we talk about future. But his baby mama, she over here trying to get I forgot how much because she trying to get some money for the baby. She trying to get that baby shit. I forgot
Let
what
me
that
say
shit
that
called.
baby shit.
I forgot what it's called. I don't know why I forgot it.
Is it like a crazy amount of month? Like,
Yeah, I mean, just for having somebody child support. That's what I meant to say. It's not crazy, it's like if I would say this, I would be more expected if future baby mama was that number that she threw out will be something that Dr. Dre wife should get for her spousal agreement.
I think I seen it was something like 100 and some thousand or something like that, but a month, which is but it's future, and if she just a random chick, you know she gonna ask for that because even if she shoot for the stars, she probably gonna land on the moon and get like 10K a month. Like it's future, so he already got like five, six other baby mamas. I don't really know the exact number, but I know it's a lot because he been in the news for the same reason for a minute. Future got to stop raw dogging these shits, man. He got to, yeah, damn, man. He got to
Stop,
start
bro. Like
wrapping this
it's
shit
one of
up.
those things. Like it's like, bro, like you got that type of music that over here fucking chick life up, bro. Like you need to stop, bro. Cause like you over here not you not this is not a good look, bro. But I'm trying to see how much she's asking for. Oh, she wants 30K a month.
That seemed kind
And
of like standard for big, big star,
for
but depending on how many kids he got, though, so it's probably
Future
gonna get
has
broke down.
six.
So yes, so it's probably gonna get broke down like 10K.
I wouldn't even give him six. I'd give him five because Future Hendrix, that baby with Russell Wilson and Sierra, he living the best life. Like that boy is gonna be all right. He
Oh,
don't even need he don't need Future. Like dead
he
serious,
needs
but
future, but he don't need his money right now. But he need his daddy though. That's still his pop. So yeah.
you, I'm saying like Future, if he wants to be a deadbeat to that kid, which I'm not condoning, he has
Do you
somebody
know
in
he
the
been a deadbeat though? Like you just throwing that out there, fam. Like how you know he been a deadbeat?
I said no. If he want to be, I ain't never said he was.
Oh, okay.
No, I ain't say because I ain't gonna lie. It is kind of funny that Future just said two out of five of his baby mamas are real ones. I'm like, bro, what does that mean?
It mean they probably don't give him headaches and shit.
He's like, they're the real ones. Sensational, but nah. But he no. So pretty much, Future is paying them $3,200 a month for spousal for baby for spousal
Child
support,
support.
child support, and old girl wants 30K, and I'm like, okay. Now in this situation, yes, you have my child, but you're not used to this lavish lifestyle that I'm living. I haven't been with you for 29 years, probably the most 29 minutes or 29 days.
But it's not about her in court though. Like in court, they gonna want to know that that kid, when he go to his mama house, getting the same type of treatment as he is at his pop's house. So they kind of like his world isn't too drastically different, or her world isn't too drastically different. They want to know that they got a stable environment in both places. Then if Future got a, if the baby living with her, he got to make sure that that baby is provided with the same adequate living situation as he is with Future. It ain't got nothing to do with her. Like so, it
No,
don't
I
matter if
mean,
she's a
they're going to have
deadbeat
the
and she
best
broke
interest for the
or
kid.
whatever.
No, they're going to put the best interest for the kid. Like, if they have the best interest for the kid, and if the kid is safe and pretty much they have adequate care. I understand that. But, he's giving her 3,200, which I'm not saying that's not fair. But at the same time, I know some women who over here trying to get $300 from a baby daddy.
Well, you talking about different tax brackets though.
No, we only talk about his tax bracket. We ain't talk about hers because, like, honestly,
Exactly
we
though. We're talking about
hers.
different tax brackets though. And what I'm saying, it's his and hers when it, in the court of law when it come to them kids, bro. We talking about court. We talk about going off in there when she's saying I'm living in a project and this nigga living in a mansion and my kid go over there, he living some type of way, then he gotta come over here. you could say, yeah, you need to go get a job and do all that. You could say that, but the court gonna say, nah, you need to provide this amount of months so that kid when he go home to his mama, cause she taking care of him. That's why future on child support, cause that baby's living with the mama. They're gonna say, since he's living there, you need to help take care of him and have him living in an adequate situation. So my whole deal is she not gonna get 30K a month because he got 6 other kids or 5 other kids or whatever. So she not gonna get 30K a month, especially if the other baby mama's only getting like 32 and shit. So she gonna get between like 3 and 5 thousand a month. But yeah, that's
How I say about this, bro, is like this. I ain't gotta worry about this because I'm in a faithful relationship. But one thing I will say for you
now.
brothers, shut up. I would say to my brothers that's coming up, if you over here messing with a chick and you know this well, you ain't even going. She's your girl, but you don't know if you really gonna lock it in, and she could fuck around and get pregnant. You might want to go ahead and start writing those agreements, telling you, "Hey, this is how much you gonna get if we ever be
But
broken
see,
up."
that's the deal right there. That's the point we need to be focused on, though. It's a dude. Future knew goddamn well if he got another chick pregnant because this has happened multiple times. So he shouldn't be surprised if she take him to court for a crazy amount of money. He knew what type of chick she was, or he didn't, and he still went raw, which is even worse. So
This dude,
very
I'm
well
not trying to
coming
talk
to
about
him.
my man's, but this man's pull-out game might be weak, and yet you over here taking chance of life. You over here trying to come up with a come up.
I'm
You better
saying
ask
it ain't no
yourself,
might be weak at this point. You 6 kids in. The shit is trash, bro. But what I'm saying is you can't be mad at the chick no more. Can't even be upset with her. Like he knew what he was getting himself into. And that nigga like 36, 37 now. Yeah, my nigga. You gotta take
bro.
this deal. You gotta take
All
this
I
deal.
know is next summer we gonna have some good ass future music though. I already know that shit coming, bro. He broken up with old girl. He broke up with old girl. He got baby moms coming after him. He about to go ahead and go in on this music, bro. I'm just looking forward to it. That's all I care about right now.
That nigga said I'm down for my homies and a lot of my bitch, bro. That tell you everything you need to know right there. He ain't fucking that nigga's out here gonna be
Bro, that's why I said, like, if you ain't listen to this man and his lyrics, and if he over here tell you straight up, don't over here think that you gonna get that. He gonna get the nice, good
and
lawyers.
see, that right
He already
there.
paying them money because before he pay you money. That's the fucked up part about it.
That's the same thing I said about Future a while ago. He should take accountability, and you can't be too upset with the chicks and all that. Same thing apply to them chicks. Future right about this shit, and every album he got, he gonna tell you, you gonna be the flavor of the day. You the flavor of the month. It might be 3, 4 months, but he gonna keep on fucking with these other hoes and doing his thing and that single life, that bachelor life, partying, living like a rock star. So if you lay down with him, let him go raw dog, and he get you pregnant, and you you think you just gonna have an easy day in court, you crazy
At the,
because he done told you about this shit over and over and over again. So
at the end of the day,
if you ain't
there's always love in hip hop. That's all I have to say. There's always love in hip hop. Or if a girl is feeling ambitious, she might want to go ahead and make her opportunity. You might want to go head up a VH1 and then talk about let's do a future baby mamas club and have a reality series in
at a
there.
club, and you want a whole club in it?
Bro, you know this motherfucker is still looking for active participants, so shut up.
No, no. I don't
This
even
dude,
like the drama about this shit right now. It's making me uncomfortable talking about this shit. So I ain't trying to see no whole club on it right now.
I'm just being real. It look like it at the rate we going, bro. You never know. He could probably start his own little league pee wee football team.
Shit, it's possible. I know old school niggas with 20 kids. Like, that ain't nothing. He only got 5. I got a little sister that got 6. Man, nigga, it ain't. A kid's a kid. They gonna keep on popping out, man. So you gotta
Mm-hmm.
are you either strap up or deal with what come. And he got to deal with what come right now. So if it's 30,000 or 3,200, he finna pay some. He finna
Hmm.
pay something, goddamn. But yeah, man. I don't know.
Yo, I
What's
kind of want
up?
to ask a serious question, but at the same time, I feel like this is something that we should bring for later on if we have a lady on the call.
What's the question? Because now I'm curious.
So you know how we over here talk about future and all that stuff.
What's up?
So pretty much whenever we mess with a lady and all that stuff, and she end up becoming pregnant. You know, most ladies give the guys the option if they want to be in the child's life. Cool. If they don't, then tough shit. But either way, there's the woman is ultimately the one who can pretty much say, I want the kid or I don't want the kid. But what if, like, you know, if the woman wants the kid, but the guy doesn't, and he don't want to have no responsibilities of it. Like he's saying, I don't want to do it, all that stuff. You need to do that because how you say the story is, it takes two and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And you're not telling her like she can do whatever she wants with her body, but at the same time, when you over here saying I don't want to do this, but you over here making him, is he still obligated to do that? Like realistically, like how I see it, yes, because the fact that that's your duty. You need to be grown up and go on a man, but to be on the like level playing field, like how we are in a society where everybody's trying to come to the point where we are no gender roles, no no exceptions for people in different roles and all that stuff. That is actually an argument. Like just because you felt like keeping a kid and I did it doesn't mean I have to pay child support or I'm obligated for a monthly payment if that was your decision, not mine.
That that's a sticky situation, but it's like, yeah,
It's a
I
good
don't believe you're
conversation because
obligated.
you see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I know I agree with you, and that's what I say. I feel the same way, but I feel like I want a lady to jump on here because the fact that I feel like for our listeners and for us, we'll be a disservice of just having our conversation because we could try to weigh in, but I really want to kind of fight on one side and have somebody talk on the other side, or
I'm saying
pretty
I'm
much.
not agreeing with you. I don't think that he's just off the hook. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like, yeah, if she have a kid or whatever, and he told her he didn't want it or something like that, then she shouldn't expect him to be there. Should he be there still? Yeah, because he still laid down with her and he still got her pregnant. So I think that he does still have that responsibility because having a baby or not is her option. That's point blank in the discussion. So it don't even matter that you say I don't want it. You laid down and got her pregnant. Everything after that, her carrying it for 9 months, that's her decision, bro.
But here's the thing: you're pretty much like I understand what you're saying, but like if she agrees to have it, then she's gonna have it. If she doesn't want to have it, she doesn't want to have it. So she ultimately, yes, she has the power to go ahead and address if she wants to have a kid or not. But thing is, it's also a 50-50 deal. It's like a guy is also the one who's producing the sperm. So I'm saying in that sense, if he says he want to keep it, then yeah, he'll go ahead and do it, and then everything good. But if he doesn't want to do it, why should there be a financial obligation if she decides to keep it?
Because
Like
the
he
court
should
law
be
say
like,
you got it.
huh?
Because the court say you got that obligation.
Yeah, and I know that's what it said, but at the same time, I will feel like if it could even go to maybe a Supreme Court, because like if a guy said he's opting out, it's like, yo, I don't want to do this and do that because I'm not saying I'm that type of person. I would never want to do that, but there are guys who just like I don't want nothing to do with that and nothing to do with you and all that stuff, and it's fucked up. But at the same time, like if we're talking about moving to an era where everything is equal, and I know that everybody have their assumptions and how they feel about equal, but if we go into that, like we really do need to have these kind of conversations. And just like if we really gonna go that route, then like let's be real and let's make some changes happen, and let's be on a level playing field, or how this is going to go right here. Don't get me wrong. There are women out there that's like, yo, if you don't want to deal with me or the baby, you don't have to. I ain't gonna loop you in and call it quits.
A
But
lot of
there are
women are
some
like that.
people, yeah, but there are some people that's out there who use their child as leverage. They use them as a pawn in their game of chess, in which that's why I'm like,
And that's
this is
fucked up.
only where, yeah, and this is the only time that I'm saying this will be in their sense where this will be the deciding factor of like what should happen and all
I
this
don't
and
really
that.
think that matter though, bro. I think if you a man, you lay down with that chick and go raw dog, like we were just talking about with Future. You got to deal with the responsibilities, bro. Like sex is y'all both are consenting adults, and you going into this both knowing that we could have a kid. Now you could try and be like, I don't want to be there, but she decide that I want to have it. That's her body, bro. Or she say, I don't want to have it, but you want to have it, but she still go through with it. That's her body. You not doing nothing but laying there. Your only obligation as a man in this whole situation, your only responsibilities is to put on a condom that take a second or two to put on. That's your
Mm-hmm.
only responsibility. And if you can't do that, but then want to decide after the fact you don't want to have the kid or you do want to have the kid, my nigga, it don't matter no more. You took your decision making out. Your only decision that you had to stop all this shit was with that condom. So everything else after that, my nigga, you have no more control. You chose this chick to lay down. You sweet talked her. You spit your game. Did whatever you did. You flash your money on your cards. However you got it, bro. You decided that's the chick I want to lay down with and go raw dog with. And you know, just because of the basic human anatomy, women have babies and men don't, that it's going to be her decision completely after this, bro. So, yeah, should she expect him to be around if he say, I don't want to have it, but she still go through with it? Should she expect something? No. Or put him on child support? No. Of course, every man's going to say that. But also, if he got to deal with that shit, should he feel some type of betrayed or some shit? No, because he could have easily put on a condom and not have to deal with none of this shit, bro.
At the end of the
And
day, put
so,
on a goddamn condom. That's
so
pretty much
yeah,
it.
that's
Because the
pretty
fact
much it.
that your ass could spend $9 or 9 months,
Man,
depending
but
on where,
it ain't even got to be $9. If you go to
bro,
one
you
of
get a
the
brief for the
HEBs
crib.
or Walmart's, you can get a little 3-pack for like $4.50, my nigga. You ain't got $4.50. You probably, my nigga, you probably shouldn't have been fucking that night. You probably should have been out thinking of ways to get $4.50, man. So yeah, man, that's it, man. I don't know. We can bring in a lady on it, you know what I mean, to talk about
I
it.
mean, we
But
had a decent conversation. I mean, like that's why I said there's levels to the shit, and I'm like, I mean, it'll be kind of interesting to go ahead talk about that, and I would love to see people on opposing ends and have these type of arguments. But you know, like I said, it's something. This is a nice little segue just to talk it into those situations because
yeah,
we do have those. Honestly, I kind of want to like. I'm always down for the equalness. Like, yo,
yeah,
the other day, I fucking told my girl like get the fucking frog out the damn garage because the fact that it's a garage and I'm over here doing this, about to go to that shit like no, I don't like it. I'm like no, get your ass up and pick this shit up if you want to do it. Like yeah, I could have did that because I ain't scared of it, but at the same time, I'm like yo, I want you to do the shit too. But now I look like the bitch. But no, so that's why I'm like, you know what? We
my
gonna
nigga,
try.
you could
We
just
gonna work
go
on this
ahead
world. I'm gonna be an advocate for making this world equal as shit because this says is like if I'm over here saying I want you to do this or
but
I
a
want to do
baby just not equal inherently though. You don't gotta carry baby for 9 months, fam. You don't gotta deliver and put this shit out your body, fam. So how is that equal in any way?
bro, stop trying to get these women on your side. You over here like talk about I
I
ain't
was
bearing
raised
women.
by
I'm
a
over
single
here talking
mother,
about
bro.
damn.
Like
I'm over here to talk about a damn frog.
I was
That's what I'm.
raised by a single mother, so I'm pretty much gonna always side with the women and shit.
I was raised by a single mother too. I'm over here talking about a frog.
No,
I ain't
a
talking about
frog. I know you
yes.
talking about the frog, my dude, but the frog is in a. It came out of a previous discussion. Is what I'm saying. The frog, leave the frog alone. Just move the frog for your girl, bro. Like it ain't that big of a deal. You made it a deal. I
It's
got a
all
girl
about
that's afraid of frogs too, bro. Like you
it's
just
a
got to
fucking
deal with the shit,
principle.
bro. Just deal with
I
it.
need to go ahead and say it's a fucking principle. If you
Save the
over here,
frog.
if it's gonna be
My
for
nigga,
all
just
of
move the frog, fam. Let's get it.
fuck that, fuck that.
Fuck it. Fuck it then. Hey, I feel you. You're all about equality, and I respect that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. And especially in today's
And
time.
it's
But
not going
I don't
this way.
think
It's
they're
not
talking
going
about
that
the
way.
baby process, though. That's my only point with the frog and shit. I mean, everything else we can make it equal. But the baby
Mm-hmm.
thing is just inherently unequal. So we just can't even really try and make it equal because I don't want to carry shit in my body for now much or trying to drop shit out my asshole or none of that shit, my nigga. So that part can be unequal for me. I'm not mad at it.
We see it as unequal because the fact that we always think about like, yeah, she has to barely carry the woman, but thing is, I feel like it's equal. Well, let me tread lightly because I want to say anything.
I can't wait to hear this shit. What you finna say, bro?
It's like knowing your body and what your body is capable of, and at the same time knowing what act that you're doing is going to have a certain effect to your body. So with that being said, if you're going to have unprotected sex and you already know that there's a possibility of you being pregnant, maybe in the act of what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. But if you're doing, you're at like you're pretty much saying, I understand what could go wrong, what could happen, and what could persist, and yet you doing that. So either way, at the thing is, y'all both going doing come to a mutual agreement about doing something, then when y'all are having these like the whole aftermath, everything should be equal all around because he know that what could happen, you know what could happen, and he knows what he's going to do, you know what you going to do. I got
Bro, you
confused just
sound crazy, bro.
you know
You
what, I'm
sound
just
badass. You sound
I
batshit
honestly,
crazy, bro.
I'm over
Leave
here
that
trying to
girl alone. Move the frog. That's it, bro. Let's move on, man. We ain't finna. I don't
I'm
want you in trouble with all these females on the comment section and shit, bro, going crazy because you told my it's
over
only
here
how many niggas you know talk girls into not letting them wear the condom, bro, just because they want to feel that feeling. How many dudes are like, nah, hey, babe, please, come on, man. It's just what's like, whatever.
my
Yeah,
nigga
it's
did
even. It's even at
TikTok.
first, bro. But you don't gotta carry no whole human in your body for 9 months, 9 to 10 months, 8 to 10 months, or however the fuck it is, bro. Like that's just relax, bro. That's just relax. It's just inherently not equal, man. It's just not. But I respect you trying to make everything equal,
You
though.
talk
I
about
do.
who did it, you talk about who did it.
Who did what?
That stick talk, that stick talk. They know we talk that lick talk, that lick talk.
My nigga,
To
boy.
me, cash, fuck a friend. Started sipping syrup, I've been geek there since.
Oh,
Gotta keep the heat on the seed there since.
turn that off. Turn that off, man. Goddamn, what's going on?
This cash up on a new
Mm.
Mm.
Let me stop. Let me.
Turn that off, man. I ain't trying to pay no bills. You nigga trying to get me. Yeah,
Hey, we good. It was under 30 seconds.
that nigga Future wild, man. But shout out to the kid, man. Ah, damn. But you want to talk about some shit about the black gatekeepers, though, right? I don't really know what you was getting at, uh, but it's definitely a good conversation that I've been having, over the past couple of years, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead finish up on this note. Yeah, I did have something to talk about the black gatekeepers because, all right, so we already have we going through an era where there's so many things that's coming within the black community that we over here fighting for our lives just for a piece of equality. We over here have gone through areas where we are not being represented or we're not looked at in a positive light. There's so many things that affect us that we're just trying to bring to the world, to the other people that, this is what we go through. But, on there's we talk about we should there be people to gatekeep our blackness, and the reason why we say that is because um there have been people who they said they are black but they're not black. they're these are people who really are using the term or using the saying I am black, I am this, to pretty much go through their agenda and pretty much go out and do what they are doing. And I'm not saying it's trying to be detrimental to us. It could be for the simple fact of they're trying to help us advance, but at the same time, they're over here saying that they identify as black. In reality, they're white, or, they're pretty much white. And you know how we always say, if you got a little bit of black in you, you black and all that stuff. And I mean, even saying with that, that's okay. But I'm talking about a person who race is literally white. So going and the reason why I say this is pretty much should we gatekeep our blackness or being black is because back in the past we had a woman named Rachel Dolezal who pretty much identify as black or African American, and she,
Infiltrate
pretty much lived
NAACP.
this life. Yeah, she lived this life, and it was all a lie. And she pretty much got put on Front Street. Her white parents, who were just white as day, and came out and just said, "This girl was this girl was that." They even showed pictures of who she was when she was like 13 or 14, whatever, and like, oh my god, you was like, yo, this girl literally had got a good ass tan and put some freckles on and played with her hair to the point where she always could pass for her sister. Then you also got uh there's another lady who pretty much that came up to the boy. I don't know her name. I think
Her
you had
name
looked at
is Jessica Crumb.
Jessica Cron, and yeah, she's the one who
Jessica
pretty much
Crumb.
she pretty much lived her life labeling herself as a black woman, and to just get where she needs to be, or to the point where she at. And this could be up to for discussion because we all still don't know who this dude who really is, and it's Sean King. Sean King, yeah, he's questionable because even though he says he's black, but everybody really think he's just really white, who just over here saying, who
Like
just really
over like
advocate
the
for
last 2 years, like black women especially been really getting this Sean King ass, bro. I used to follow him. I used to think, but I ain't really dug into it. It says a lot of black women who I respect was just saying he ain't shit. So I take their lead. So I stopped following him. I don't really like really go to his shit or like donate to his stuff no more because this has just been, if there's smoke, there's fire, and there's been a lot of black women and black activists and stuff who said Sean King be faking it and all that. So I don't know if he is light as shit, like he could be albino or something, but I don't know what
Mhm.
he is.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know. I just just with the whole Sean King stuff, it's just like it's just really questionable, but because like one minute he's I don't know. It's just like he does like his whole background. It just really is in question. Like, yes, he's over
What's his
here
background?
doing this and doing that, advocating for us, and then at the same time, like when you pretty much look at everything in his totality, it just makes you question. Like just recently, like he's over here publishing a book, and I'm like, okay, bruh, out here publishing a book, doing this, doing that, but to promote it just recently, well, on his email, what he did is pretty much use the death of Chadwick Boseman to push the shit.
How'd he do that?
He wrote this email. It's like, in the wake of Chadwick Boseman's death, it was a shock. And as I sit here thinking about this, I was wondering, do we have something out here to help us do this, do that? My book, and then he started talking more about the book. So he just pretty much used the whole instance of Chadwick's death to go ahead push help promote his book. And even though he over here saying, I don't see any money. I got paid for this a year ago. All the proceeds are going to this, that, and the third. I'm like, bruh, that's still questionable. Everything that you do is questionable. The books, your money, and all the stuff. And the fact that there's a lot of people that still follow him. And like, it's just one of those things like you can't really, like, you just don't want to know. You don't understand. You can't question. It makes you want to question. So that's why I'm like, we have these people who want this, they say they advocating for us, and we don't really understand it, and that's why it's like, should we be over here, have gatekeepers or people's like, yo, who's
Gatekeeping
this
the
dude?
culture. See, like,
Gatekeeping the culture, because the fact that, like, I feel like people are coming in all willy nilly talk about they this, they that, and then at the
yeah.
same time, sometimes they just put a bad look on our name and just push us backwards.
See, where I thought you were going with this, because it's like supposedly gatekeepers and of the black community, like in certain parts and different industries and stuff like that, like mainly like acting and all that shit, and like the TV industry and music industry, supposed to be like gatekeepers and stuff. So I thought that's where you were going with it, but you saying
No,
you
it wasn't
want like,
all music. It's to the culture.
gatekeepers for the overseers of the culture, for the people who might be faking it or putting on for the culture, who really not about the culture. I think we have that though. I think the people need to be the gatekeepers though. I think just like the thing with Sean King, like he's been getting exposed for like 2 years, and that's one of the reasons, maybe longer than that. Like I've been
Bro,
starting on.
dude's still out here doing the
Oh,
same
but it's
shit.
gonna be people out here like following. It's nothing you can do about that. Like you can't get everybody in the community or all the white people to say like forget Sean King, cancel him because he do stuff in the community that could overshadow that. And even though he got a white wife, like I think she's white.
No, he got a black wife.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. Well, even though people are saying that he might be not be black or whatever, I don't know. I think he looked like he could be, a Milano or whatever, So, but what he doing though, he gonna have followers just because his credentials and things he's wrote on, like that people actually know about, like have been for people, for companies and organizations that people look up to as being legit, So he's done things like that. He's written articles and done different things, or had programs and seminars and stuff. So people gonna follow him. Like, is it the majority? I know a lot of people are trying to debunk a lot of stuff that he does, especially like with the money that he gets from all the donations and everything. Uh, so that Sean King problem is probably gonna be there for a while. It's a lot of actors and actresses and celebrities and people in those roles who have had question marks throughout the years, but are still on it. Oprah has had so many question marks throughout her career, but people still follow her. Like people still look up to her word and what books she's reading and all that type of stuff. So it's like that same type of feel. Like he's already made it to that celebrity part, and he's still putting in work, even though some people might not agree with how he's going about it. He's still doing some type of work, so people gonna follow him. As far as a white woman pretending to be black, Jessica Crone, or the one before her that infiltrated the NAACP and like went all the way up in the ranks and shit. As far as stuff like that, like how they even did it, it's hard. It's not hard to do it because black people come in so many different shades and colors and hair textures and eye colors and everything. You don't really know. If somebody say my mama black or like my grandpa's a black, well I just got white in my book. Like you can pass that off. You got a dark tan, you do your hair a certain type of style or whatever, you could pass it off. So it's hard to protect from crazy people. Like that's just some insane shit to do. Like that's just some crazy shit to do, and that shows mental. just a mental situation happening up there that is nothing that we can really do other than find out is do a better thorough background check on these people, maybe bringing a childhood picture with you to the interview or some shit so I know that you really black. But the woman that infiltrated the NAACP, that was I thought that was amazing. That was like that took some real dedication. Cause you know what type of black friends you gotta have to get that job or to be in that job or the black people you're gonna meet in that job. It's like
No, the NAACP is like the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That's what it is. Like it started off with white and black people, and
yeah,
then
I
at the same
understand
time,
that. What
like
I'm saying,
NAACP could have white people in it. It's just the fact that she labeled
I
herself
know
as.
that. I'm not talking about her being white in it. I know that's just how she labeled herself. I know the NAACP is like mixed up and had different people working for them. What I'm saying is, it's still the NAACP. From its origins and roots alone, you're gonna have plenty of black people working inside of that organization. You're gonna have plenty of black people at the town halls y'all have, at the organization and pickings that y'all throwing, fundraisers y'all doing to not recognize that or not come up. I'm just saying it took a lot of discipline, like a lot of discipline, bro. And that's like some beyond crazy shit. Like from boyfriends to friends and everybody that nobody know. That's wild. But that's gatekeepers would be cool though. But what are you gonna do? Like appoint them? Like in certain roles, like y'all the gatekeepers to go through everybody's resumes and shit, or what?
I don't know. It's just something that, like, really, honestly, it's not much to really talk about. It just like it's something that, and when I say gatekeepers, now just thinking about it, and maybe it's because it's around that time. It's just like one of those things that I really just want us to, this is something that we really need to really kind of like be upon us, because I always said that, and I think people always felt this. It's like sometimes we wish we could just have a meeting with just us. And when I say just us, it's just all black people. So we could all get on one accord and just be out here, be uniform in front of all these other different races and all that stuff. And when I say
We just need the
have
right
people
leaders,
be,
man.
and when I say have people as gatekeepers, like I know that's something that we all gotta do. It's like, pretty much be like, yo, this is that person, and they're not a representation of who we are. Because, you got Candace Owens on one side, who is a black person who's out here spewing bullshit against our culture. But then you also got, Rachel Dolezal, who's a white person who claims their other culture and pretty much pushing our agenda forward. And it's like, at the same time, we just like, yo, I know what you're doing, and there is a avenue, there is a lane that you can roll, but the way that you came into this avenue on false pretenses, that's what makes it detrimental. This is what pretty much made it not healthy for you to be looked at during this time, and this is what you did wrong. But there, people, as far as us being gatekeepers, it's an ongoing thing that we all need to be. And then it's just one of those things, because like we have to be one on one accord. And two, when these people are out here doing this shit, we can't give them the power to have so much influence on us, where the fact that we keeping them relevant, because that's the only thing that's keeping them empowered, that's keeping them get all these listeners, because there's so many avenues of where you could get media. And it's also, real news, there's fake news, so nobody don't know what to believe. People are going to go based off the works and actions. So as I said, it's just like, we do have to kind of understand what is a gatekeeper and what we can do, and we have to try to preserve our culture, because yes, we have a lot of people who are trying to infiltrate our culture. There's a lot of people who loves to imitate our culture, who wants to be in our culture, but at the same time don't want to work for our culture. And when the people don't want to work for the people that's working for our culture, some of them wants to, go in the wrong way and do their own thing. So like we really have to really be mindful of what we do and how we doing it for future people, because the fact that we should hold this shit sacred, and honestly people should see it as that, because honestly we came a long way. We have a rich ass culture. We have a
It's always been
crazy
a rich culture, though. Always.
we had a real fucked up beginning, but guess what? I know the ending is gonna be something
That
beautiful.
wasn't a part of our culture, though. That was a part of the country's culture at the time that was fucked up. But as far as our culture internally, it's always been dope. Like we always had the music, just the love and all that shit in our culture, and it gets out like you're saying, and other cultures take from it and borrow from it and steal from it. But our culture's always been rich, and no matter what part of the globe that we've been on. But as far as gatekeepers, I don't think it's ever going to be any specific gatekeepers anymore, just because of technology, the internet, and how everything is so spread out. We got influencers on social media and all that. So it's never going to be gatekeepers anymore, but we can build institutions and structures and infrastructures to help fight against those people who are trying to who are trying to come into the culture and tear us apart from the inside out. Um, but I don't see that as being gatekeepers. It's like you said, like we all need to come together. We're never gonna see eye to eye on everything, but we need a bulletin and agendas that we all can agree upon, though. But as far as everybody being on the same page and you like Sean King or don't like Sean King or whatever, he's just like a piece of something that really don't even matter. Like all the stuff he do, you can get the information from other places as well. And as far as news outlets, like I don't even like saying old girl name who you just said, the chick that's of our skin color that's out there talking mad crazy. I don't even I don't even give her no any type of trying to pay her no mind because of like the things that you said, how when we even say her name or even if it's in a negative way, it's still good, it's still publicity, and that's exactly what she uses to get her numbers up to take to whatever party's paying her or whatever. But it's not about the news because each news is going to be biased to their own cause, whether you're watching CNN, whether you're watching Fox News, whether you're watching whatever. You got to go and black people or all people of any race, you got to go do your own research. That's the only way we're going to weed out and get from under like the government's influence and their lies and all of that. It's by going out and doing your own research. If you just sitting there watching one news station every day, but not going to go check facts and do your own shit and seeing both sides of the story, then you gonna be stuck in the dark on one side of the issue all the time. And that's not how we gonna come together as a people. One, in a micro sense, but in a macro sense, as a nation. Like so, we got to do our own research, our own due diligence. We gotta like find avenues to get out books for people to read or get out this information for people can form their own decision and come to their own conclusion. Because we just have people keep on having quote unquote leaders or gatekeepers or whatever, then we're gonna get lied to. You are going to get lied to. We've had leaders who were back in the day were preachers and shit back in slavery times and even going up through the 60s and 70s, preachers and shit who lied to us all the time. They were supposed to be the gatekeepers of the communities. And that shit is just a no go now, bro. Like, so yeah, man. Gatekeepers, I don't know about the gatekeepers, but I do agree with you. We all need to get on one accord. I don't see us ever seeing eye to eye on every issue, but we need to get, like a script, a 10-point thing to where we can all agree upon like this is the issues that we need to fight for right now. And one of the big things that everybody is fighting for is education reform, police brutality, and injustice in the corporate world right now, in the corporate infrastructure, and prison reform. So those are like four things right now that everybody is focused on right now and trying to work to get approved. And that's the positive thing that I'm taking out of all of this. Like we actually are on issues that we all agree upon, and we are all fighting for the same thing, and it is actually showing up. Like we are getting people are passing legislative laws and all that type of stuff. So and are getting them drawn up or writing them and introducing them and new bills and everything. And that's what I'm most proud of, that we are all working on one accord right now. But we need to keep that and keep jumping from issue to issue until we get all this shit cleaned out and get these laws rewrote and all that. Because yeah, but gatekeepers, I don't know, man. They are out there, there are institutions and stuff, but I don't think we need that no more, bro. Like we gotta be smart, bro. Like we gotta study, we gotta do our own work, even white people as well. That a lot of racism got to do with ignorance. Like they need to read, get their own facts, not just watch Fox News all the time or whatever news affiliate they are watching or getting their news from. It might be CNN and it's too far, in this direction, and they not agreeing to it. And so they jump over there to Fox, and that might be something there. But if they get their own facts and see for themselves, then all that biasness and shit might change one day. So information is key, man. It ain't gatekeepers, even if it's trying to weed somebody out the culture. Information, they background, they info, like really check they shit before you start following them and all that shit. So yeah, that's the way I see it, big bro. That's the way I see it. Yeah. But shoot, my dude, we've been going for like 2 hours now, man. It's time to wrap this thing up, bro.
Honestly, I was low key. I would go into detail, but I'm just over here starting to get tired, bro.
Yeah,
I
you
was just
looking pretty tired, like you
this.
can't rub your eyes and shit. It ain't
Like,
gonna
I'm
look
just
too
like,
good on
okay,
camera, goddamn.
I was just like, oh, damn, this shit got too deep. But
It's gonna get
everybody,
deep, and you gotta stop.
like, we was talking about a lot of stuff. It just like, I don't know. It's just like it's more to the topic, but
It's not
like
a
I said,
boring topic, bro. It's not a boring topic. It's just that I don't know if you felt like you had no points or something, my G, but it wasn't a boring
yeah,
topic.
no, you get me in sometimes. So that's why I said I